Once again, it's your boy Lobo KBC, and this is another episode of Paint Time. I'm over here at the yard. We had a lot of people on this wall, and I didn't get to go back to record everybody's work, so I'm just going to be posting up just my piece in this video. So there you go. I'll start with my first outline. I'll just freestyle the sketch. I like this piece, but if I could do it again, I wouldn't have did all those extensions coming out from the top. It kind of throws the piece off a little bit, looking back at it, you know. And also, we only had maybe 15, 16 feet per person. So there's a little smaller piece than what I usually do. So I'm gonna go in with red, and if you're familiar with reds and yellows, it tends to be a little bit more transparent. So I just do a base coat, just white underneath. So now I'm coming in with the reds, and I kind of use this technique that I learned a long time ago from the dudes that showed me how to paint. It's like an on-off. So as I'm filling in, I don't really hold down on the cap. I kind of let it go in between strokes, and it makes the paint fill in more solid. But sometimes if you just hold down, especially if you're using a level 1 or one of those beige Montana caps, it tends to leave a streaky line in between. So if you let off on the can and go back into it, back and forth, it leaves a more solid filling. And when I really hold down on the cap is when I do the blending, and I tend to use either a Lego cap or a New York Fat. Yeah, now I want to talk about all the love I've been getting, and everybody asking me to do tutorials and step by step. Within time, I'll get there. This is my second month uploading videos. This is my 6th or 7th video. I'm trying to do at least one a week, and I kind of been doing side paintings at events too at the same time. I just did one this weekend at a radio show in Southern Humboldt, California, with a radio station called K-Mud, and I actually donated my canvas to them that I painted there live. So whoever buys it, the radio station, the local radio station, get the proceeds for it. If you want to get things in life, you got to give things in life. And also, I had a comment with somebody stating hey, if you take an hour art class, you can learn color theory, but it took this guy 20 years to learn. And man, in hindsight, I wish I would have had taken art classes when I was younger. But at the end of the day, I'm a product of my environment. I grew up pretty much in the hood. I ain't even had my own bedroom until I was about 14 years old, and I was at my aunt's house. And when I moved back to the Bronx to go live with my mother when I was 15, I was sleeping in the living room. So I'm pretty much self-taught. I come from the ghetto, and I'm all the way in California now, living the life. So if I could have went to art school and went down that route, who knows what I would have been doing these days. Maybe I would have been an illustrator, or I have no clue. But graffiti is what I love doing, and it's what I'm going to continue doing with my life, on my free time. So, but all you guys that's man, I ain't got nothing. I ain't had nothing growing up, and now I got a beautiful family. And I think not understanding color theory and not understanding the proper way to do things forced me to learn and how to do things a certain way. The way I paint. I don't come with a sketch. I don't come with a plan most of the time. Sometimes I do. When we painted at Canada Fest, I was planning that. But even there, I freestyled the piece off the top of my head. This day I had a bunch of reds left over, so I was like, yo, you know what, I'm just going to do a red piece. So, not having nothing when you were a kid, and just having the love and support from your family and what they can get you at the time. You know, some Sharpies, some color pencils. That's all you really need just to start. You know, sit down and draw, and don't worry about not having the fancy stuff. You know, because right now I get this paint the majority of the time. I'm getting blessed with this paint. I'm not even purchasing it myself. You know, there's people donating paint to me, and I've just been blessed over the years. You know, just keep it up, man. Don't let nothing discourage you on what you want to do with your life. You know, 'cause this is what I want to do, and I'm going to continue doing this, you know. Now, this is the best part of the day. When my girl came by with my son and brought me some lunch. Brought all of us some lunch, as a matter of fact. Yeah, so you know, I was telling someone recently that I painted at a festival. And they was like, man, I got a great idea. Why don't you paint characters of people? And I told them, I said, hey, would you let the mailman stop your house from being on fire? Or would you rather have the fireman turn off the fire? And then they was like, oh, that's a silly question. So I said, all right, likewise, you know what I mean? Like, this is what I do, graph. I don't paint characters of people. You know, I probably could. But, you know, everybody's going to pick their own lane in life, you know? And that's what you got to do. You got to stick with your lane. You know, you're going to see in this piece, it happens to me, I think, in my last, I don't know, 4 out of 5 pieces I've done in the last month. I'm going to end up having like 2-3 different outline colors. I just got bad luck in that sense. Yeah, yo, that's actually a can of Molotov Belton. I love Belton. Between the Montana Golds, the Beltons and the 94s, those are probably like my favorite paints right now. But, you know, I was just recently blessed with some dang paint. I think the next piece I'm going to do, I'm going to try out that dang, just to see how it is. I put some of the dang purple on the bottom, but I didn't really go hard with it. I didn't really like get to play with it to get my full opinion. And this is one of those pieces for me that, like, I kind of felt like I took a step back. You know, I felt like I'd done this piece like so many times. You know, even though it came out dope and everybody's like, yo, it's fire, it's fire. But, like, after doing the Canifest wall, maybe I should have went to the lab and did a couple of new sketches and try to flex something out. But I don't know if maybe because it was overcast that day, or I didn't get to spread my wings the way I wanted to, I wasn't really too happy with this piece. And it's going to be like that, you know. Sometimes you're going to paint, you're going to be like, yo, I love this shit. You're so excited. You want to post it all over the internet. And sometimes you do something that is like, oh man, I should have took a little more time. I should have went back a couple of days. I should have went back to the shop and got the right color burgundy. At the end of the day, man, it's just another day. All these walls are temporary. You know, it's just like life. They're here one moment, next moment they're gone. So, you know, I know the next time I paint that wall, I'm going to flex harder than this, for sure. Because now I got to battle myself, battle my own ego. And I got to make sure I do a better piece. That's just how I am, you know. My biggest competition in life is myself. So I was thinking about a lot of people hitting me up about tutorials. I was thinking about doing maybe like an alphabet a day on the YouTube Shorts. and starting on that format. And just doing illustrations and drawings on white paper with just using Sharpie. So I could break it down to the simplest way. If anything, just leave it in the comments. What you think I should do? Should I do YouTube Shorts, a letter a day? Or should I do the whole 2-hour tutorial breakdown of each individual letter and piecing? Sometimes it's a lot to think about. But what's one of the best things about painting? Is being out there with your homies, you know what I mean? Experience the day with your peoples. Especially when my girl came by with my son. All those memories, I got stories to tell. Some stories I can't. At the end of the day, remember, no days off. Just keep it up. Keep on grinding. Cut back. Like my homie Christopher Demise always telling me, keep it clean. And I'm just going to keep on continue painting and doing what I love doing. And I hope these videos bring you guys joy. Because you know what? These paintings bring me joy in my life. And here goes the final product. Once again, your boy Lobo KBC. And I'm out.